Hey beautiful people, it's time for another cooking lesson. You guys seem to like the lesson yesterday so much that I don't have a lot of time tonight, but I thought I'd just show you one thing. And my camera woman is just shooting away as usual. It's just great. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna use a flatbread. It's called Lavish. Okay, so we buy these packages like this. We freeze them. We buy like 6-8 packages at a time. We freeze them, and then you just take one off, let it defrost a little bit. See, it's nice flatbread like that. And then what you do is you paint it with a combination of sesame seeds, poppy seeds, black sesame seeds, olive oil, and thyme. Okay, so look, you just put it in there. You can leave it there for weeks and weeks and weeks. And here's the thyme, okay? And you put it in here. You take the sesame seed, and you put it in here, and you crush up the sesame seed. This is actually quite fun. So you crush up the seeds, and then you put a little bit of olive oil
After
on.
you've toasted the seeds.
Toasted the seeds, crush up the seeds, and see, then you just paint it on like this, very, very, very quickly. Just paint it on, doesn't take a lot. You don't have to be fancy about it. Big paintbrush is what we use for it. It's usually cheaper than those brushes that they sell at the store. Okay, and then all you do, I always put a little bit of special salt on there, just a little bit of a grind of nice salt flakes like that, and we put it in the oven at 400 degrees. Okay, and we put it in there for probably 5 minutes or so. Now while that's happening, I'm going to show you how we're going to eat this tonight, what we're going to use this bread for. First of all, here I made up a little antipasta platter. There's some olives, there's some really wonderful salami from Spain. The camera woman made these beautiful eggplant parmesans, and she made the hummus here. She's famous for this hummus, and she also made these roasted red peppers, and we made some artichoke hearts. And oh, these are Brussels sprouts that you do at about 450 with some olive oil. Very, very nice. And we just made a nice little salad here. And I'm going to show you guys how to make that salad dressing, because it's a salad dressing from Prune Restaurant in New York. Gabrielle Hamilton, who's quite a wonderful chef. She taught me how to make that dressing when I bought her cookbook. She didn't teach me how to make that. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're just going to take a little bit of salmon gravlax that I made. Checking on that. You gotta check on the bread because sometimes it burns. Okay, so we made a little bit of gravlax. I'll show you how to make the gravlax in another class, but this one is really straight ahead. All it has is juniper berries, it has dill, it has salt, it has brown sugar, and it has a shot of gin. Where would I get a shot of gin? In the bar, okay? Now you're all isolated, and there's nothing better than gravlax in isolation. This is prison food, people. So we're gonna just slice it nice and thin like that, right? Very different than smoked salmon. It's got a lot more kind of subtlety in the flavor. The dill comes through nicely, and we use a lot of crushed juniper berries, which is not usually, you won't find that in most of the recipes, but that was kind of inspired by the gin. So I love a lot of juniper in the gin.
And beets.
And oh yeah, and this one has beets on it. Thank you, camera woman.
Look at the colors.
So what we did was we put the beets on top. My son suggested that. You put the beets on top, crushed up beets. And it doesn't really give it much flavor, but what it does do is it just gives it a lovely, lovely kind of maroon type of look. Okay, and that's the gravlax that we're gonna have for tonight. Put that in there. Move this over here. And let's check on our, oh, it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. You wanna have a look at that, camera woman? See the progress? Yep, there we go. So we'll just lay out this beautiful gravlax here, like this, right? And we put a little bit of red onion on there, and a little bit of capers. And you know, with smoked salmon and gravlax, I really love eating lemons. And what I do is I cut them really paper thin, and then when I eat them, I eat the skin as well. And just got that great lemon flavor, and I really find that that's a very delicious way to treat this. So we put a little bit of red peppers, red onion over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to slice a pre-cooked egg. Camera woman made these the other day. Just keep them in the fridge. Really nice to always have cooked eggs on hand. Got a little bit of marinated mussels there. Take a little bit of that, put that on top, and then we are going to check on our bread one more time, make sure everything's okay. Yes, it's doing very well. A little bit of a fresh grind of pepper. Of course, there's nothing better. If I had only one herb, if I was only allowed one herb in the kitchen, it would be definitely chives. I just find their taste so good. I love the way they look. So we're going to put these on there. Okay. Doesn't that look great? Oh yeah, look at that. And I think our lavash will be ready in 2 seconds. We're going to take it out. Believe me, you will absolutely go crazy for this. It's really cheap too. I mean, I can't remember how much it costs, but I don't think it's like more than $3 for the package. Let's see, how's that doing? That could stay in a little bit longer. You want it to be like a cracker. Oh, my wine. What are we looking at now?
Capers.
Oh, capers. Thank you, camera woman.
You love capers. We had capers
Yes,
last
capers
night.
last night. I thought they were parsnips. There we go. We're going to put a little bit of capers on there.
My favorite.
Camera woman. Okay. There we go. So we're almost ready. And so this type of meal can make in about 20 minutes. The thing about it is a lot of this stuff you have to have in the fridge. A lot of this stuff you make in advance. You have your hummus, you have your olives that you've marinated, you have your salmon that you've marinated. This salmon takes 3 or 4 days to marinate. But the wonderful thing about having all this food around is when it's time to eat, it doesn't take long to prepare a really, really elegant and not very expensive dinner. Here we go.
Especially when you're writing grants.
Yeah, that's what we're doing tonight, is writing grant applications. Okay. Okay, there it is. Lavash. See you soon.